Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Jennifer. Hey, Nancy. Can you hear me all right?
Well, you're back. Hi.
We're on to so for the practice, if you've got like a strap or even just a piece of fabric like a scarf, a belt, a necktie, grab something just like that. Just give it one more minute here and then we'll get started. Today, I kind of want to take time to create a kind of a very spherical mindfulness practice, a sense of being anchored in the center of your circumference, all of this that's around you. And so we'll begin with a practice that physically gets us into that place. And the mindfulness practice will be a breath practice that will give us that same orientation of a circular nature, just like every other cycle in life, in great nature. So let's just get started. Anyone who joins us can just jump in. Grab your strap and walk your hands wide on the strap so that you have some clearance as you lift the arms up, strap over your head and to the back, and then rewind up and over the head to the front. And just continue alternating in that way. Make adjustments with your arms if you need, a little wider, a little narrower, whatever allows you to keep the arms relatively straight. And finding some of this range in the shoulders, feel the breath finding its fulfillment in the lungs. About 3 more cycles, getting that clearance over your head. And next time you come to the front, we'll take this into more of that spherical rhythm. Lower your left hand, lift your right, and come around the side to the back, and then switch. Lower your other arm, lift the left, and come around the front so that you continue to kind of circle yourself. Now, if this requires a different distance between the hands, feel free to make adjustments as you need. I find that this one can be a little bit narrower for me, and that way we can keep the strap taut. Some healthy tension. Give it the time you need so that you're clearing the joint space, so that you're really giving your range the release it needs. Just a few more like that. And then once you come around to the front, we'll switch it. So you come down with the arm that was lifted and you come around the back. Again, you might make some adjustments to your hands. And as you create this sphere around yourself, start to feel the kind of global nature of the body, the arms, the more mobile joint in the body has this range, this ability to really find its way around yourself. And take one more loop. And then with your arms in front, set your strap aside. Pause a moment with your hands in your lap or on your knees and simply close your eyes to sense any sense of dimension or fulfillment around the heart, chest, and the lung. Take a deep breath in. A complete breath out. Bring your hands to your hips and just begin to tilt forward and tuck back, moving forward and back to find the bookends of your hip range, and then work in that range, tilting forward and back and forward and back, saying hello to that foundational piece of the body, the element of earth, this inherent boundary from which we stand, which we rise, to which we return. If your hands are on your hips, feel free to set them aside at your heels or your knees and continue to tilt and tuck, getting more of that sense of groundedness. Like there's a primordial fire, like there's this first fire that connects you to the core of the earth. Find your way back to the middle. We'll start to take some turns so that as you bring your belly forward, you rock to your left hip. And then as you round your back slightly, you come around to the right. Forward and to the left, back and to the right. And you can start to find your own rhythm with it. It's almost like things are kind of sloshing around now. We're not just in the earth element, but we're now in the water element as well. And in that way, things flow. And it's not so much about technical or mechanical movement, but how you find a rhythm, how you find a groove. Both this earth and this water element, they reside in your basement, the metaphorical house of your body. And just like your house, the basement can be damp. All things flow downward, but also heat rises from the basement. So we start that fire and we stir the waters on this first floor. Next time you come around front, we'll switch the return. So this time with the belly forward, rock to your right hip, tuck a bit and rock to your left. Coming forward in almost like a cow variation and rocking back in the cat variation. Now left to right, right to left on the back, left to right on the front. And continue finding that flow, that rhythm of your own. Maybe at first it's really isolated in the basement, and maybe it starts to rise. You start to feel how the rest of the body responds to this stir, this circle. Take one more turn. And then come back to the middle and return to the tilt and tuck. Just a few more rounds. Tilt and tuck and tilt and tuck. One more time to find that forward and back, that sense of what's ahead of you, what's behind you, what supported you to get here. And find your way to the middle, using that tilt and tuck to reference where do I anchor? Where do I touch down? As you pause here in stillness, create a thread, a line from the crown of your head through the top of your palate, the center of your throat, the floor of your heart, all the way down to the floor of the pelvis. One tall central channel. And place your hands on your shoulders with the four fingers in front and the thumb on the top. As you inhale, turn left. And as you exhale, turn right. Inhale, exhale. And as you turn, as you rotate, remain in the middle. So there's a sense that this central line allows you to reference all that is within you as you look out to all that is around you. Feel the rotation of your trunk. Beginning to awaken the fire that rises into the abdomen, into the heart. Take one more, turn to the right. And then when you come back to the middle, inhale, reach your arms up, cross your thumbs overhead. Pause at the top. Take a sip of another sniff or sip through the mouth. And exhale, release your breath and lower your arms. Take a moment looking inward. As you open your eyes, bring your knuckles together in front of you. This will be the exhale. Our inhale will pull the elbows back and open the chest. And exhale, bring the hands together, round forward a bit. Continue on your own. Inhale, open. Exhale, come together. You can release some of that grip in your fists if you'd like to keep the hands open. You can make the movement as big or as small as you'd like. You can alternate which hand's on top if the palms are open. If you're looking for some energy and vitality, quicken the pace. If you're already feeling that need to go inward and really be in the sensual aspect, the personal aspect, go slow. Take your time with it. Next time the arms come forward, inhale, open the arms out to a V. And just shake out your right hand, give it a little bit of a good morning. Take some circles, like that one-handed clap. And this right side, the side of the world, whether you're right-handed or not, we're living in that right-handed world. Let's deal with the right-handed scissors, the right-handed desks. And then keep your right arm out and shake your left hand. Left hand is more of the aspect of the personal. It's more the lunar nature, the lunacy, your personal wave, the emotional wave of your life. And with both arms out, reach up, interlace fingers, and cradle the back of your head. Take a few more turns. Inhale to the left and exhale to the right. Exhale right, inhale left. And as you do these turns, feel the distinction from our last. And get your eyes involved, your vision. And the second floor is everything from your diaphragm to the roof of your palate. Our last twist was more oriented towards that second floor, the living quarters. And here on the third floor, where your vision resides, we really get to look out and get an overview. So as you turn left, look with your right eye. And as you turn right, look with your left eye. Cross-reference and get different angles. In the Indian tradition, we talk about the third eye, this inward-oriented eye. But all that's inward-oriented serves to direct ourselves outwardly. And everything that's outwardly oriented gives us information to navigate our individual experience. And so vision is this two-way street. Next time you come to the middle, inhale, reach your arms up, cross your thumbs, take a big breath to the top. Pause a moment, and when you're ready, release your arms as you exhale. Lower your hands to your lap or your knees. Sense the dimension of the body, the fullness. Any soft aliveness. Maybe that feels like a light, a warmth, or a tingling surface of the body. If you need to make any adjustments to your seat, take the opportunity now. We'll begin mindfulness practice, following our breath in different orbits around the body. After taking some movement to create that spherical, that round and full nature of the physical body, we'll begin to use the imagination and the breath to articulate a different sphere, a sphere like a cocoon of breath wrapping around you. Once more, orient yourself on that Tai Chi, on that Sushumna, that central line. Create a line from the universal nature above you through the crown of the head, through the roof of the palate, down the center of the throat, through your heart, all the way to the pelvic floor. And begin to observe the breath. Sense inhales like fire rising up the back. Exhales like water descending down the front. Inhales fire up the back. Exhale waters down the front. As you continue, let the breath gather this sensitivity, this aliveness around you. The fires up your bread, the fires up your back. um, they are like fire. They rise, they spread. Feel the breath fulfilling. And the waters down the front are like grace. They gently flow. The nature of water to flow, to move downward. Fire up your back, water down your front. Beyond just the elements, the fire up your back is like your efforts, everything that it took to be here in this moment. The waters down your front, like grace, are the pure being. Nothing to do in the moment, but be. So that as you reference the breath up your back, you're referencing memories, your efforts. And as you reference your exhale down the front, you're referencing the pure being of presence, this breath of the moment, acknowledging where you've been and the grace of where you might go. And one can't live without the other, so that as the efforts rise up your back, as you acknowledge them, they come from the grace of being in this body. And as you acknowledge the grace down the front, the waters down your front, you're opening yourself up to new efforts, so that there's no effort without grace. There's no grace without effort. Next time you complete a cycle of breath, softly pause at the bottom of your exhalation. Bring your awareness to your left shoulder. And this time, as you inhale, follow your breath around the front of your body in orbit across to the right. And then as you exhale, from the right shoulder around your back to the left shoulder. Again, inhale from the left shoulder around the front to the right. And as you exhale, from the right shoulder around the back to your left. This is not the breath of the moment like our last, but this is the breath of time. And as you follow the circuit, imagine the left shoulder is dawn. The front of the body is the day, cycle of the day. Around the right shoulder is dusk. To the back is the night. Watching the sunrise, the zenith at high noon, sunset, the depths of the night. And continue yourself in this circuit, following time around the body. And sense that as you follow the cycle of the day, you follow the cycle of time, you center yourself. You begin to notice the transitions at the shoulders, like the transitions you encounter through your day. You start to place yourself in the day. You might notice those aspects of the day that you leverage the best. You might acknowledge the moments of the day where you rest. And in this way, this orbit invites us not only to master the present moment, but to master the cycle of the day, to master time itself, to leverage time as a tool to harness time, to take time. And as you complete the cycle of one more day, lift your awareness to your left eye, like the breath is resting here on your left shoulder. And pause a moment with your awareness here in the upper left corridor of the sphere that you've created, these orbits, examining the spherical nature of the body. This time our orbit will take a diagonal, so that as you inhale, as though looking out through the left eye, you follow the breath down in the front of you to your right leg. And as you exhale, you lift from the right leg behind you to the left shoulder. I'll repeat that. So the breath in is out over the left shoulder in the front of you to the right leg. And the exhale is from the right leg around the back to your left shoulder. So the breath moves in this diagonal circuit, like a sash, like a messenger bag strap over your left shoulder, down to the right leg, behind your back, and up over the left shoulder. As you follow this diagonal circuit of the breath, let your inhale be an invitation to look out into the vision. Maybe that's literally the vision of your eye, if the eyes are slightly open. Maybe that's the vision of your life, of what's out there. This isn't a 5-year plan, but a sense of the possibilities, the innocence of vision. But as you follow the cycle of breath, consider not only the innocent vision, but also the putting your foot in it. So that as you inhale over the left shoulder, you imagine the possibilities. And as you transition to the right leg, you imagine stepping into that vision, putting a first foot forward. Taking a risk. Putting your foot on the path to this larger vision. It might not be as though the whole vision's fulfilled, but taking that first step. And in this way, the inhale embodies the fullness of this vision as the exhale acknowledges the long, hard path to doing the work. And the repetition of it, not only in repeating a task to embody a vision, but also the repetition of this orbit, gathering around you like a cocoon, encircling the body. And next time you follow that orbit back to the front, lift your awareness to the right eye, the right shoulder. And we'll complete our last orbit in the breath. Follow the breath over your right shoulder and down the back. Then up from the left leg around the front to your right shoulder. I'll repeat that. Over your right shoulder and down your back to your left leg, your left hip, up the front from your left hip and over your right shoulder. Similar to the last kind of sash circuit, this diagonal circuit, as though you switch the side of your messenger bag here. Inhale down the back. Exhale up the front. As you complete this circuit, you might get specific. As you arrive at the right eye, the right shoulder, consider a particular goal. Reflect on this experience, on any memories that indicate where you're headed. Let the breath at the back support you as you exhale, and moving up the front, begin to envision embodying that first step. So the breath at your back is like the reflection, it's the gathering of your memories to support that singular goal, that specific intent. And the exhale up your front is an embodiment, a sense that you can see yourself moving that into your day, into your life, repeating this singular task, not so wide as the vision, but a necessary first step. And allow this circuit of breath to place you in the center of that circumstance, into the center of that intention, that goal. And to begin to really feel what it would be like to embody it. Not just to see yourself doing it, but to sense how inhabiting that goal by virtue of repetition might anchor itself in a sense of the body feeling. And the bottom of your next exhale, arrive at the very base of the spine, the base of the pelvis. Inhale up your front and exhale down your back. Inhale up the front, softly pause at the top. Exhale down your back, softly pause at the bottom. In this final orbit, we harness the nature, the seasons, this breath of the seasons, so that our goals, our vision, they align with great nature. In fact, they harness and leverage the cycles of the seasons so that we have the support of great nature behind us. The inhalation is like vines rising up the front of you, the upward trajectory of spring. The pause at the top is the ripeness of summer, the zenith. Exhale down your back like fall. Feel the fall of leaves, of waters, to the breath retention at the bottom of your breath, the depth of winter, where you draw in and get an insight. Spring up the front, like vines climbing. Summer at the top, this ripeness, this fullness. Fall, autumn down the back as the release, the nostalgia, the retention at the bottom, the depth of winter. And we create a New Year's resolution. Continue through that cycle. As you follow the cycle of nature, you inhabit yourself, but you align with change. You become a mediating factor in the inevitable cycles. How much of this, how much of that? When's the right time? Next time you find the bottom of your breath, pause in your exhalation. Inhale, reach your arms up and cross your thumbs overhead. Fill to the very top, like you're brimming over with the breath. As you're ready, exhale, release your arms and sense the circumference, the sphere that you've created, this cocoon around the body, surrounded by the breath. Gather your hands at your heart, acknowledging your center, this vantage point from where you can see your circumference, your sphere of influence. or you can reference all these orbits: breath of the time, breath of moment, breath of the season. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. May we contribute to that happiness and to that freedom for all. Namaste. It's so lovely to see all of you. Again, if you feel like throwing out a word to carry into your day or to reference the practice, it's kind of interesting and nice to take that one word with you. Feel free to share. Otherwise, I will see you all hopefully one day when I'm back at Yoga Sanctuary. It's been a real treat to be a part of this mindfulness month.
Thank you, Greg.
Thanks, Nancy.
Yeah, thank
What was that, Jennifer?
Oh, I was just thanking you and just saying full. I feel full.
Nice. Yeah. It's a cool kind of breath practice. It's like you feel like you're in the middle of one of those gyrotrons or gyroscopes.
Yeah, yes. Well, have a good day. See you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much. I slept in and joined a little bit late, but I still very much enjoyed it. So
Oh,
thank you.
thanks for being here, Catherine. Take care.
Yeah, you too.